the PNP was very confident based on the election that they ran that they would have won. PNP was confident, but Holness prevailed. Now, against the odds, Holness prevailed. Now, listen to Dion Jackson Miller. This girl.
Having said that, though, what can we expect from Holness himself as Prime Minister? Because he's now secured his place in history. First JLP Prime Minister to win a third term in victory against the odds. I think it highly...
Dion Jackson Miller is admitting, isn't it, that Holness won against the odds, including she, because she's one of them, you know. If you listen to her and how she structured her question at the debate, this girl here, Jackson Miller, she's admitting that Holness won against the odds. Guys, listen to them. And you know, I learned something in life. Just when people talk, you must listen to what them say. And you must listen to what them not say. Dion Jackson Miller let it slip that the odds was against Holness. She slip it out of her mouth. I bet you say she don't realize what she said. She said that Holness won against the odds. Boy, I tell you something. Listen to me. Let's listen to Peter Tosh. Yeah.
Till your back is against the wall. One step to progress, my brother, and I know Jah will help you all. And them I forget a big Lord. They must get a big, yeah. Them I forget a big, I see. And them can't get away. I can't stand this no longer. The wicked get stronger.
Yeah, you have to tap the screen right now. You have to tap the screen and going back to Dion.
Cockroach get no fun. Me say them happy get a big, yeah. Them must get a big, Lord. Them happy get a big, yeah. Them must get a big. Tell me how long must the good suffer for the bad?
That, though, what can we expect from Holness himself as Prime Minister?
The bad say you must be mad. Them happy get a bit longer, cause the battle is getting hotter. But them happy get a bit. The wicked happy get a bit. Yeah. They must get a bit. Yeah. The wicked happy get a bit. Now that you waited till your back is against the wall. One step to progress.
Having said that, though, what can we expect from Holness himself as Prime Minister? Because he's now secured his place in history. First JLP Prime Minister to win a third term in victory against the odds.
You hear that? Against the odds. Dion Jackson Miller from RJR made it slip that the odds were against the Prime Minister. Dion Jackson is a leading commentator at RJR. Dion sits in every debate since I can remember. leadership debate. For some reason, Dion have to be there. And Dion Jackson is telling Jamaicans that the odds were against the Prime Minister, including herself. Because when you saw her at the debate and you watch her at the on the night of the election, she didn't look happy at all. Man, these guys are they are amazing. Dion Jackson, a leading commentator on RGR, beyond the headlines, tells us that the Prime Minister won against the odds. So Dion, if you knew that all along, why didn't you tell us? Let me ask some questions. Were the odds that the Prime Minister was against polls? Is that one of the odds that he was against? Miss Jackson Miller? Was he against that too? Was that one of the odds? Was one of the odds that the Prime Minister had against him the questions you asked at the debate? That one of the odds? I heard you in an interview with Dr. Tufton talking about incredulity. It's incredulous now, Miss Jackson Miller, that you have now come out to say this. It's incredulous, is it not? That the Prime Minister won against the odds. What odds you know of that Prime Minister won against Miss Jackson Miller? It would be fantastic. It would be fascinating to talk to you about it. What were the odds? What were the odds that were against the Prime Minister? Were one of the odds your group, the group you work for? Incredulity? Is that one of the odds, ma'am? Or do we say you're all a set of hypocrites parading as journalists? Because if you knew that the odds were against him, why as a journalist you never come out and talk? Tell us the odds that are against the Prime Minister. You're a journalist. You say you're a journalist. Since you are a leading journalist in the country and you know that the odds were against the Prime Minister, but you not tell us. You not tell us. Say the odds is against the man. But now you are coming out to talk about odds against him. Maybe you are only coming out because you want the government to keep putting odds over at your station. Self-interest, not true. Oh, I tell you something. You guys are cha. Listen to her again. Ace.
I think it highly likely, that Holness might step down. But said that though, what can we expect from Holness himself as Prime Minister? Because he's now secured his place in history. First JLP Prime Minister to win a third term in victory against the odds. I think it.
What were the odds? What were the odds that were against the Prime Minister, Miss Dion Jackson Miller? Tell us. You have a duty. You are a leading reporter and journalist on Jamaica's major radio station. What were the odds? And I'm asking. I'm not telling. I'm asking. Is the Don Anderson poll one of them? Were your questions at the debate, would you call those Odds? What are odds? What were the odds against the Prime Minister? Tell us. And listen to her as she goes on.
Highly likely, that Holness might step down during this term in office.
The odds are against him, but it is highly likely that he's going to step down. Did you hear the Prime Minister saying that he is positioning the party for a 4th term? Listen to her, it gets even more interesting.
He has nothing left to prove. He's done everything he wanted to do.
The Prime Minister has nothing left to prove. He has done everything he wants to do. What accolades coming from Dion? All of a sudden, Dion has all the best thing to say about the Prime Minister. Jesus, my God. This a country, yeah? This ya country, yeah? In Jamaica? Look at her. Listen how she
won that 3rd term. He's also made significant improvements. He can point to all kinds of improvements in Jamaica.
He has made significant improvements. He can point to all types of improvements in the country. But when she had an opportunity to ask him questions about these improvements, she did not. How? Why? 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 Why, Miss Jackson Miller? You couldn't have pointed these things out at debate. Why? Listen to her.
Improvements in crime. Murders are down.
Yeah, improvements in crime. Murders are down. Imagine if Mrs. Jackson Miller had framed one of her questions to say at the debate, Prime Minister, you have done well. You have made improvements all over Jamaica. Crimes are down. Murders are down. Give us your aspirations for the 3rd term, if you should win. Imagine a question like that. How the Prime Minister would be so happy to get such a question. From the very onset, the Prime Minister was placed on the back foot. And listen to this lady now, saying that Prime Minister won against the odds, and that the Prime Minister would have done all these wonderful things. Crime, he has listen to her.
He can point to infrastructural work. He can point
to infrastructural work. Oh boy, I tell you something. No? Boy, listen.
To records like the lowest unemployment rate that we've recorded in Jamaica's history.
Listen to that. Dion Jackson Miller said the Prime Minister has the lowest unemployment in Jamaica's history. Him cut crime.
Yeah, he has all these achievements he can boast of, right? If he decides to hold on as Prime Minister and contest a 4th election leading his party, he risks having.
Don't want to hear no more of that. I want
to leave on a losing note. And why do that? As I said,
I want you to listen to it uninterrupted and listen to this. Listen to
test picture from Holness himself as Prime Minister, because he's now secured his place in history. First JLP Prime Minister to win a 3rd term in victory against the odds. I think it's highly likely that Holness might step down during this term in office. He has nothing left to prove. He's done everything he wanted to do. He's won that 3rd term. He's also made significant improvements. He can point to all kinds of improvements in Jamaica, improvements in crime. Murders are down. He can point to infrastructural work. He can point to records like the lowest unemployment rate that we've recorded in Jamaica's history. So yeah, he has all these achievements.
You believe that? Do you believe that? This is the same Dion Jackson that you saw at the debate? Not one question that spoke to the government's achievements. But she come here now reeling them off her tongue as if she's all of a sudden a convert. Friends like these, I don't want to have them. I don't want them. Friends like these, I don't want them. I would encourage the Jamaica Labour Party, cut off them people here. Stay among your friends. Somebody's asking me if to say something about Nationwide. Why? Why should I say something about Nationwide? Yes. All of a sudden, the Prime Minister, he has these record achievements. It's cut crime, infrastructure, record unemployment. All of a sudden. But when you had the opportunity to highlight them on your program and at the debate to commend the Prime Minister, you're a journalist. You can frame your question. Prime Minister, you have reduced murders by 50%, but there still exists in the society significant amount of crime. How do you plan to solve that going forward? Prime Minister, you have reduced unemployment to record levels. Yes, but you know there's still some amount of poverty in the country. How do you plan to address this going forward? That's a question that you could give to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister would love a question like that. Poor Holness on that stage was bowled no softball. Every ball that was bowled at Holness in that debate, he had to be defending every one of the questions. Every one of the questions that were posed to the Prime Minister were posed in a way that suggests that he never did a thing. You wondered whether he was the opposition leader. And here we have the ace journalist, they call her, ace, talking about how well Holness has performed. All of a sudden? No. And suggesting that the Prime Minister won the debate.
Can we expect from Holness himself as Prime Minister? Because he's now secured his place in history. First JLP Prime Minister to win a third term in victory against the odds. I think
Here, Holness won against the odds. So the odds were against him. I wonder if Miss Jackson was one of the odds against the Prime Minister. Were you, Miss Jackson? Dion Jackson Miller? Were you one of the odds against the Prime Minister that he beat to win the election? You know, I think I should play a little bit more of Peter Tosh on this Sunday. I think I should play a little bit more of Peter Tosh. They have to go get a beating, man. They get a beating. And that is why I'm telling Labour Party supporters too that
Now that you wait,
this is your biggest victory.
your back is against the wall.
When you win against the odd, you've won.
Guess
In 2020, there was no odd.
help
Everything pointed and favored the Labour Party, and the Labour Party triumphed.
you, Lord.
This time the odds were against you and you triumphed. This is a celebration.
Them have to get a beating, I see, and them can't get away.
Have a drink here.
I can't stand this no longer. The wicked get stronger. I can't stand this no longer.
In 2020, there was no odds against the party, and the party won.
Them have to get a beating.
2025, everything was going against the party, and the party still won 35 seats. What a victory! The greatest political victory in Jamaica's history. 2025 election.
Tell me how long must the good suffer for the bad? And every time the good open his mouth, the bad say, you must be mad. Then how to get a beating, Lord? They must
campaigned on 28 bank accounts and they only got 28 seats.
Now that you waited so long till your back is against the wall. If you make one step to progress, I know Jah will help you all. But they must get a dream, yeah. They must get a dream, Lord. They must get a dream, brother. Them can't get away.
Bartender, serve a drink, you know. What are you drinking? What are you drinking, my friend? What are you drinking? What are you drinking online there? What are you drinking? On this Sunday, the 9th. No, it's actually the 7th.
Them can't get away. Must get away. They've been raining too long. It has been cold, getting hotter. But them have to get a big. The wicked have to get a big. Yeah. They must get a big. Yeah. The wicked have to get a big. Now that you waited till your back is against the wall. One step to progress, my brother, and I know Jah will help you all. And them have to get a big, Lord. They must get a big, yeah. Them have to get a big, that's it. And them can't get away.
Serve a liquor in the show, eh? Very cool, I think.
Get strong.
Oh, it's a Sunday. Let's behave ourselves.
There's no
Coconut water. I see that.
cockroach getting off.
All right, bartender, make the bill and send it to Belmont Road, okay?
They must get a big, Lord. They have to get a big, yeah. They must get a big. Tell me how long must the good suffer for the bad? And every time the good open his mouth, the bad say, you must be mad. They have to get a big. They must get a big, yeah. They have to get a big, Lord. And they can't get away, yeah. I can't stand this no longer. They must get a big. They have to get a big.
All right, let's go to our callers now and see who we have online. If we can pick up one or two people. 10 minutes after 6 o'clock, we rush on until about 7. Good evening, Jackie. Hi. Hello.